Alright, video number two. Day 3, Tuesday, or if you're watching this Monday, that's fine as well. I really don't care. So, day 3. What we're going to do here, a little trig application, a little multi-step problems. We'll do about 4 problems together with some more U-tries for you guys to do. But we'll get through it quick, it shouldn't take too long. First thing, bell ringer. Kelly wanted to measure the distance across the pond. She knows the height of the tree on the other side is 27 feet. Her angle of elevation is 18 degrees from her tripod. Her tripod is 3 feet tall. Use trig to find the distance across the pond in the nearest tenth of a foot. Now, I have a nice picture drawn on mine. Yours doesn't have a picture drawn, so you need to make sure you draw a picture. It's got a little layout for you. But if we look at it, we know the tree is 27 feet tall. But the only part of my triangle is 24 feet because her tripod is 3 feet above the ground. So the height of the tree in my triangle is only 24 feet. The angle of elevation from the tripod up to the top of the tree is 18 degrees. So I know an angle, I know the opposite side. I want to know the distance across the pond. I want to know the adjacent side. So opposite and adjacent is going to be tangent. So tangent of 18 degrees should equal opposite 24 over x. Then, all we're doing is cross multiply and solve. Tangent of 18 times x equals 24. Divide everything by tangent of 18, we should get approximately 73.9 feet. So, nearest tenth of a foot, make sure we're reading directions. So, 73.9 feet. Alright, homework. Once again, hold on to your homework, we'll check it once I get back. So, multi-step problems. Sometimes we need more than one step when we're trying to find a value. In this case, I have 2 right triangles here. They share a side. And I want to find x. I want to find the whole length over here. Well, I don't have trig that can find me that. What I do have, though, is I can break down into the 2 smaller triangles. I can break down into the one with 40 degrees. I can break it down into the one with 25 degrees. I know if I find each of these separate sides, call that one x, oops, I don't want to call it x, let's call it y, and let's call it w, and I add those 2 pieces together, so if I have y and w, I add them together, then I get x. So I'm looking for x, but I got to find 2 different pieces to add together. So, we're going to say x equals y plus w. Let's solve for y and w. Right? This should be simple trig. We should know how to do this already. So, solving for y. I'm given an angle of 40 degrees. Y is opposite, 500 is adjacent. Opposite and adjacent are going to give me tangent. So tangent of 40 degrees equals y over 500. So cross multiply and solve it. Put this over 1. I get 500 times tangent of 40 equals y. So, just do the multiplication, put it in your calculator. Remember, looking at side lengths, round to the nearest hundredth, we should get y is approximately 419.55. So I have one value. I have my y value here. 419.55 plus, let's not put that up there yet. Plus, I need to find w now. So, w. Same thing, I have 25. It's opposite. 500 is adjacent, so I'm going to use tangent again. This time it's going to be tangent of 25. So tangent of 25 degrees equals w over 500. So cross multiply and solve for w. Tangent of 25 times 500 equals w. Plug it in your calculator, round to the nearest hundredth. You should get w is approximately 233.15. So I have my 2 pieces. I want to find x, so I don't want y and z. I want to find, or y and w. I got to find x. So x equals 419.55 plus 233.15. So then x is approximately, added together, 652.7. Don't have a label, because I don't have feet, meters, anything like that. So sometimes you have to break down into two different triangles. Break down into two different pieces, find those two pieces, add them together for x. Awesome, next one, you try it. Right? You guys try it, pause the video if you want, copy it down from fill the notes, copy it down once I pull it up here. Same sort of thing, break down into two triangles, find the two smaller pieces, add them together, find the bigger piece. What we should get that W is approximately 36.40, excuse me, Y is approximately 36.40, W is approximately 14.05, add the two of them together. X is approximately 50.45. Like I said, go through the fill-in notes online, or check them here, pause the video. Next type of problem. We have two triangles that kind of overlap with each other. They're both right triangles, but they overlap. If I draw them both out, I have a smaller triangle where my height is 300 and I have an angle of 64 degrees. I have a bigger triangle still, height's 300, right? Just taking this big one out, and I have an angle of 34 degrees over here. Now, I want to find just this piece right here. I don't want all the bottom on the big triangle. I don't want all the bottom on the little triangle. I want kind of in between the two of them. What I'm going to have to do is I need to find this bottom, we'll call it W, of the big triangle, and the bottom of the little triangle, we'll call it Y, and I want to subtract the two of them. So if I look at this, my Y value is right there, and my W stretches all the way through that bottom. So if I take W, and I cut it off right here, I'm taking off Y, I'm going to be left with just X. So in this case, last time it was X equals W plus Y, this time it's X equals W minus Y. So I need to find both the bottoms, I need to find W and Y, and I need to subtract them. So, first things first, let's find W. So if I look on here, W is the whole bottom of that big triangle. I'm given an angle, I'm given the opposite side of 300, and I want to find the adjacent side, which is W. So opposite and adjacent, I'm using tangent. So tangent of 34 equals opposite 300 over adjacent W. Just like any other trig problem we've done now, put this over 1, cross multiply. So tangent of 34 times W equals 300, and divide both sides by tangent of 34, right? It's a number. We know we can do this. We can divide tangent of 34. On this side, they're going to cancel. Divide by tangent of 34. What we're left with is W equals 300 over tangent of 34. Now I can put 300 divided by tangent of 34 in my calculator. I can get a nearest hundredth, right? It's a side length. So W is approximately, using that side length, 444.77. Awesome, I found one of my sides. Now I need to find the little triangle. Find that bottom part for the little triangle, find Y here. So, same thing if I look up my little triangle that I drew. I'm given the opposite side and I want to find the adjacent. So tangent is what I'm going to use again. Tangent of 64 equals 300 over Y. Right? Opposite over adjacent. So cross multiply and solve. Tangent of 64 times Y equals 300. So divide both sides by tangent of 64. We're left with Y equals 300 over tangent of 64. Punch that in your calculator, making sure we're in degree mode. Right, rounding the nearest hundredth. Y is approximately, we get 146.32. Now, I found both W, I found Y. Now what I need to do is subtract them. Remember we said X equals W minus Y. Big piece minus little piece is just that little piece we're looking for. So X is approximately 444.77 minus 146.32. So, do the subtraction, we should get X is approximately 298.45. Right? Once again, no label, don't need to worry about that. So X is approximately 298.45. Just another type of problem, except this time we're using subtraction. So, next one's a you try again. So, pause the video, try it. We'll go through the answer quickly. You can look at the online notes, the filled in notes online on Schoology. Do whatever you please, but I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'll just show you the answer and I'll kind of talk through it. So, you try. It's the same sort of problem. You're given two pieces, you're given two right triangles that overlap. You want to find this little piece here. You got to find the whole bottom, subtract off the little bottom. So, big triangle, small triangle. If you didn't redraw them, that's fine. If you did, good for you. So, big triangle. I'm going to use tangent of 20 because it's going to be the opposite sides, 500, and I want to find W. So tangent of 20 equals 500 over W. So, cross multiply. Tangent of 20 times W equals 500, divide by tangent of 20. We have W is approximately 1,373.74. Same thing for the little triangle. Find that little piece there. Still using tangent, 500 and Y. So tangent of 48 equals 500 over Y. Cross multiply and solve it. Shoot Y is approximately 923.54. Lastly, to find X, take your W value, subtract off Y. So, R, we're looking for R this time. R is approximately 923.54. That's not correct. That would be what Y is equal to. So, R equals W minus Y. R is approximately, what do we get? Hold on. Our Y value is not right. That's what it is. R is approximately 923.45, or excuse me, 0.54. But our Y value should have been, Y is approximately 450.20. That's what we get for not double checking it. Alright, so W equaled 1,373.74, Y equaled 450.20. So then W minus Y gives us approximately 923.54. Awesome. A few more problems. The next one, solving using trig when several steps are required. So in this case, I want to find X. It's on the whole opposite side over here. If I look at that triangle that X is a part of, that right triangle, all I'm given right now is an angle of 60 degrees and X. So I need to find one other piece in this triangle before I can solve for X. In this case, I'm going to find this height here. What happens is, if I call it Y, it shares with the triangle on the left. The triangle that X is in, this right triangle, shares that height with the triangle that has a 39-degree angle and the base of 38. So if I find Y using this triangle, so Y, so this was 38, this is 39 degrees, I can find Y using trig over here, and then I can use it to find X. So multi-steps. So, 39 degrees, I'm going to use that angle. Y is opposite, 38 is adjacent. So I'm using tangent. Tangent of 39 degrees equals opposite Y over 38. So, cross multiply. 38 times tangent of 39 equals Y. Well, plug that in your calculator. Y should be approximately 30.77. So, found y, so now I know this side is 30.77. Right, so y equals. Now, I know I have an angle, a side, and I want to find a third side. Now I can use trig again. So across from the 60 degrees is the opposite, x is my hypotenuse. So opposite hypotenuse, I'm going to use sine. So sine of 60 degrees equals the opposite 30.77 over x. So cross multiply and solve. Put sine of 60 over 1. X times sine of 60 equals 30.77. Divide everything by sine of 60. This side we're canceled. We get x equals 30.77 over sine of 60. And you can punch that in your calculator. Nearest whole degree, x is approximately, we get 35.53. That's our final answer, right? So we got to do more than one thing. Got to use a different triangle to find the side of the triangle we need to use to find x. Alright, next one. Once again, it's a you try. So, pause the video, try it. Keep going, watch the video, check the notes online, whatever you prefer to do. Same sort of problem. Right? We need to find this height in between the two of them before I can find x. So, doing that, I know I have 35 degrees. I'm given a side of 9 opposite it. I want to find its adjacent side, so I'm using tangent. Tangent of 35 equals 9 over y. So, cross multiply and solve, we get y is approximately 12.85. Now, I have this value, the adjacent value. I want to find the opposite, and I'm given 61 degrees. So tangent of 61 equals the opposite x over 12.85. Cross multiply and solve, we get x is approximately 23.18. Alright, last two problems. We'll do one of them. I think the other one's the you try. You guys can try it. First one though, Statue of Liberty is approximately 305 feet tall. Angle of elevation from a ship to the top of the statue is 23.7 degrees. How far to the nearest foot is the ship from the statue's base? Well, draw a picture. So Statue of Liberty. So that's our Statue of Liberty, 305 feet tall. The angle of elevation from a ship to the top of the statue is 23.7 degrees. I don't know how far is it from the base. So we'll say our ship is over here. I want to know x value. I want to know how far it is from the ship to the base of my statue. Angle of elevation. Remember, angle of elevation is from a horizontal plane upwards. So I know I'm going to be using this angle down here. They tell me that angle is 23.7 degrees. So I want to know how far to the nearest foot is the ship from the statue's base. So I want to know this x value down here. Well, if I'm using 23.7, I'm given the opposite side. I want to find the adjacent. So opposite, adjacent, I'm going to use tangent. So tangent of 23.7 equals the opposite 305 over x, the adjacent. Cross multiply and solve. Tangent of 23.7 times x equals 305. Divide both sides by tangent of 23.7. Bring it x equals 305 over tangent. 23.7, plug in your calculator. Remember, in this case, reading directions, it says how far to the nearest foot. So we're going to the nearest foot. I don't want hundredths. Nearest foot, x is approximately 695. Now what this means is x is approximately 695, means from the ship to the base of my statue, 695 feet. Awesome. One more problem for you guys to do. It's a you try. Talking about a helicopter. Be careful with the angle of depression. So pause the video, try the problem, and I'll go through it. Or just check the notes online. So you try this one. Helicopter hovers 1,000 feet above a small island. Angle of depression from the helicopter to a point P on the coast is 36 degrees. How far off the coast to the nearest foot is the island? So, nice little helicopter drawn here over our island. I know it is 1,000 feet from the ground. I also know, I want to know the distance to the coast, or point P. And I know my angle of depression is 36 degrees. Remember, depression from a horizontal platform and down. So it forms this angle right here, 36 degrees, which means the angle inside my triangle is 54 degrees. So I know 54 degrees. I want to know the opposite side, and I'm given the adjacent. So I'm using tangent. So tangent of 54 over the opposite x, or equals x over 1,000. So cross multiply and solve. Tangent of 54 times 1,000 equals x. Plug in your calculator, you should get to the nearest foot, 1,376 feet. Awesome. Homework time. Get the homework. Like I said, use the fill in the notes online. If you're still struggling to find a video on Khan Academy, use a Google machine, talk to your friends. Should be good to go. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll have 2 review days, and we're testing Friday. Alright, so like I said, use the resources, watch the video again, do whatever you need to do to get prepared. We should know some of this stuff already. Good luck.